Brother, you have now been received into the third degree of Freemasonry, and you must have perceived the additional duties imposed upon you. It is the last degree of symbolic Masonry. It was the earliest founded and includes the largest number of members. You are now bound by duty, honor, and gratitude to be faithful to the trust reposed in you, to support with dignity the character of Master Mason, and to enforce the precept and example obedience to the tenets of the order. The great principles of moral truth and moral government, which are unfolded in this and the preceding degrees, originated in the divine mind, when order sprung out of chaos, and the great Creator said, "Let us make man." These principles were breathed into the ear of Adam amid the delightful shades of paradise, when everything glowed around him in all the beauty and freshness of the morning of creation. They were delivered by the Almighty Himself to Moses, amidst the awful thunders and vivid flashes of Sinai, and they are constantly whispered in our ears in a still, small voice, and in language all may comprehend. In the character of Master Mason, you are authorized to correct the irregularities of your less informed brethren, and to warn them against a breach of fidelity. But when you find it necessary to reprove, let reproof be administered with kindness. To preserve unsullied the reputation of the fraternity should be your constant care. Never indulge in those excesses which may degrade your character or dishonor your profession. Charity and benevolence you are always to inculcate. They are Masonic virtues which should ever be held in special veneration. Charity is one of the main pillars of the order, and he who is destitute of that noble feeling is unworthy of the name of Mason. The Mason's heart should be ever ready to commiserate distress, his hand ever open to relieve it, so far as he can without injury to himself or family. He should drop the cordial balm on the wounds affliction has made, and bind up the hearts which sorrow has broken. The ancient landmarks of the order entrusted to your keeping you are carefully to preserve. Never suffer them to be infringed, nor countenance in others a deviation from the established usages and customs of the fraternity. Your honor and reputation are concerned in supporting with dignity the character you now bear. Let no motive, therefore, make you swerve from your duty, violate your vows, nor betray your trust, but be true and faithful and initiate the example of that celebrated artist you have this evening represented. Thus, you will render yourself deserving the honor we have conferred and merit the confidence we have reposed.